What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is really exciting. I feel like we are going to be talking about how to become like a specialist in the hair world and at least some common steps that you can take. I'm going to kind of give you like a rundown on some of the steps I took. It's not like my entire hair story or anything by any means, so if you're like, oh my gosh, this is one of those, it's not. Obviously I'm going to share some of my experiences and things that worked for me and things that maybe didn't. This is going to be kind of like about all specialties, but just to give you guys a little bit of a lowdown, I am a blonding specialist, so I'm going to be talking a lot more about blonding specialty things, especially when I'm giving like my experience, but you can apply this to any specialty you want to go down, whether it's extensions, cutting, curly hair, color all in general, braiding, natural hair, you get it. So this is a video that I definitely wish I had when I was first starting out in the industry, so I'm hoping that this is really helpful to any of you. Please let me know if it is. That will literally make my day. My way is to become like a self-proclaimed specialist. You can definitely take classes, I know, like certifications that will make you an extension specialist, or that can make you a, I know like Redken has I think they have color specialty classes where you can become a Redken specialist. That's not pertaining to that. This video is not pertaining to that. This is how to declare yourself a specialist in something. At least that's what I did. I've been a booth runner for 98% of my career. I've been a self-employed stylist for 98% of my career. So when it came to becoming a specialist, I kind of just threw that title in there when I felt ready, and that's what I'm trying to help you do. So before we dive in, make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know any other career related videos you guys would maybe like to see on this channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. If you know me, I took some notes today. So we're going to start off a little corny. I'm going to talk about first what is a specialist. I feel like when I first started off in the industry, it's 2022 now as I'm filming this. I was in beauty school 5 years ago. I'm from Northwest Ohio, and Northwest Ohio, if you know of it, if you don't, it's not a very heavily metro populated area. Because of that, our area can be like a few steps behind on things compared to how big city things are. So because of that, when I was first in school 5 years ago, I definitely did not realize that you can specialize in different parts of doing hair. According to a New Oxford American, yes, I googled it, a specialist is someone who concentrates primarily on a particular subject or activity. They are highly skilled in a specific and restricted field. What are the pros of being a specialist? There's a few things. I definitely feel like there's more, but I didn't want to be here, all day. My major pros of being a specialist is you're able to do more of what you love. If you want to hone in on something, and that's what you want to focus your business around and your career around, you're able to do that more. You're able to attract more clients in that field. You can weed out services that you don't really love to do. So if you want to specialize in curly hair and you don't really care about men's cutting, get more curly haired clients, do more of what you love to do, then you can weed out the men's cutting. You also have the ability to charge accordingly when you have that specialist title to it. If you're like, I don't know, I want to become a specialist in something, but I don't know what I want to specialize in. Very first step is if you're not sure what you want to specialize in, deciding your things you like to do. Here's the great thing about being a hairdresser is you can make your career what you want it to be. If you want to have multiple specialties, you can. So decide the things that you love to do. Is it blonding and extensions, redheads and men's cutting? Is it just one thing? It might be just balayaging. It might be just freehand balayaging. Sit back and think, what do I enjoy the most to do? Not just what am I liking right now. What is something that I can do day in and day out, year round, if I had only these clients all the time? What fuels you? What, makes you insanely happy to do day in and day out? Also, what comes easy to you? What was something that was just easy to learn in school? But also, comes easy to you, but yet you also love it. You know, cutting can come easy to you, but if you don't really care for it and you like color. So just kind of keep that in mind. But if you like something, if you're torn between what you like the most and you have, you know, 4 different passions and you're like, okay, I don't want to specialize in 4 things, then narrow it down to like what comes the easiest to you. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, yeah, you can't just sit right in front of the camera. Yeah. You gotta like move a little bit, okay? Can you lay down then? Why don't you lay down right here? Sir, you're kind of giving main character energy right now. Tag along with what you love the most to do, also what comes the easiest to you. Because what you love and yearn to learn the most about. What can you not stop learning the most of? If you really thrive off of, you know, brunettes and you see, you know, I'm brunette hair balayaging and you see, you know, your coworker doing a different technique of brunette hair balayaging and you just have to go stop and just like check out what she's doing just because you love seeing how other people do the things that you love to do, you know, take that into consideration as well. And alongside with that too, it can take you a hot minute to figure out what you want to specialize in. I was pretty fortunate that it didn't take me that long personally. Another great thing about being in the hair industry too is you can change your mind if you feel fit. I know so many people that started specializing in cutting and then they moved on to, you know, lived in hair, or, you know, start off in color and then they move to extensions. So that is the beautiful thing again about our industry, is you can really make it what you want it to be. After you've kind of decided what it is that you you know, what it is you want to do, is familiarize yourself with all aspects of the field. So what I mean by that is get to know all hair types and textures. This is a big thing. I feel like it is very hard to become a specialist in a field if you only have a narrowed experience with it. For example, if you decide that you want to be a cutting specialist but you're only used to doing cuts on, you know, medium length hair, and you're not used to doing short hair cutting, you're not used to doing, you know, cuts on people with thick hair or frizzy hair, or, you know, coarser hair or baby fine hair. I feel like to become a specialist and to hone in on a certain subject, we'll say, or on a certain service, you have to be as well-rounded in that service and as experienced in that service, and to be able to handle any type of head of hair that comes into that chair in terms of their hair type and texture. So something that I knew I wanted to make sure I was before I decided to become a blonding specialist was that I knew how to, and I was comfortable with blonding any type of hair type and texture. Doesn't mean that you have to say yes to everything. If it's a qualified candidate, you have an idea of how to approach it. Now, when I'm blonding, do I lighten a natural level 1 client the same that I lighten a natural level 7? Absolutely not. That's what I mean, is like you have different approaches for any different type of hair to get everybody that desired result that they want. Another thing along top of that is to be able to deliver a wide range of desired look. And again, in terms of blonding, doing a full blonde baby light, doing a full blonde teasy light on a brunette, being able to work with permanent hair color and, you know, how to get that to that desired look. Dealing with people that have, you know, damaged, compromised hair, especially when we be a curly hair specialist. So, you know, doing a curly haired bob, doing a, you know, long shaggy curly haircut. And then I think I already kind of dabbled into this, but the multiple methods of attack for each type. So again, even though you might have a different plan for client 1 and client 2 because of their hair history, their hair type and texture, you can 100% be confident in doing any plan of action that you may have. This does not mean that you have to say yes to everybody. If their desired end look is truly unachievable, then you also know how to confidently talk to them. That's a method and a plan of attack in itself, I think, is knowing to tell someone no and knowing why their answer needs to be no as well. You know, so just again, knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no. That is a huge a huge factor in it as well. Alright, so then you kind of have those things figured out. You're like, okay, I feel like I, know what exactly it is I'm going to specialize in, and, I'm feeling really good about all plans of actions. When do I say I'm a specialist? Whenever the heck you want, in my opinion. Again, when you feel that you can handle anything that comes in your chair in that subject. You see that someone's on the books for a full head highlight and you are not nervous because you know that if they're qualified enough you can do it, but you also know how to tell people if they're not qualified for that, why you wouldn't recommend that for them. You can say yes, but also confidently say no and why, not just no. You can confidently explain why that may not be a thing for them. I think that's a great time of when you can declare your specialty. When you can handle any type of surprise that may come into your chair. What I try to do to streamline things is I have prior criteria, especially for new clients, that let me know kind of what they have going on in their hair, but we also know how that gets to be too, and sometimes things slip through the cracks or, things change. So I still, even though I have things streamlined, I still get surprises, and I still can feel very confident in the fact that I know how to attack said surprise. I think also too, just your confidence in the field as well. Like, I knew I wanted to specialize in blonding, but I still had, a couple, I think it took me personally about like 2 years before I myself declared a specialty in it. Diego, sit down, buddy. Just sit down. Come sit down by me. Okay, this right here is not very convenient. Okay, thank you. Personally, it took me around 2 years of doing hair professionally before I fully said that I was a blonding specialist. Everyone has different timelines. You might decide it sooner, you might decide it later. And you know when you have it too. When you just feel like you're completely in your groove, everything clicks, everything makes sense. Once you have that confidence, you kind of know. You know what you want to specialize in and you're working towards it and you're working to build up that clientele towards it. Let's talk about some things that we can do. First thing is to advertise yourself as such. Advertise yourself as a blonding specialist. If you don't feel like you have the experience, the complete confidence yet to throw that title on there that you are a blonding specialist, you can definitely wait, but just know that like eventually you want to kind of get that on your social media handles, your little bio, on your website, if you're doing business cards. Add value to yourself, add value to your brand, add value to your, your business to set you apart from other blonding specialists. 2 things that I did, and I have a whole blonding menu that goes through and explains, how you can maintenance this with keeping your desired look, but yet also keeping it safe on your hair. Educational items. Clients love educational items. Aftercare sheets, aftercare posts on social media. I used to actually have these like full-on brochures that I would take home, send home to every client, and then the great thing was about that was then that they would show it to their friends, and then their friends would be like, oh, I want to get this done. Very great marketing tool for sure. Referral cards if you like referrals, texts and emails as well on products that will be good for blonde hair, color treated hair, curly hair, extensions, what have you. Text marketing, adding that value beyond the salon in that service, I think really can set you apart. And not just with your clients, but then with future potential clients, because then people will talk about you. In terms of social media, only post what you want to specialize in. Especially if you are looking to weed out a service, don't post it. When I was a blonding specialist at first, especially at my old salon, I would still do, a handful of men's cuts for, people whose hair I've been cutting for years. I didn't post any of them. Nothing against them, but that is not what I specialize in. And I also knew too, I was not looking to add more to it. Any post that you make on social media should be to benefit you and your business in some way, shape, or form. If you are not looking to grow in that field of what you're posting, don't post it. Because then too, it can be hard for your clients to really, not believe, but like to see why you call yourself a blonding specialist if you're posting rainbow hair all the time. And you can definitely like change it up, post a little, like something different for a change, but when you look at your timeline, you want to mainly be able to see what it is that you want to specialize in. A few pops of things here and there is absolutely fine. And then last thing, never stop educating yourself. That will help you to be able to raise your prices when you see fit. Again, what you specialize in should be something that you want to learn more about. It doesn't mean that you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars a year in education. A lot of our distributors, you know, provide education for a very affordable price. Sometimes I'll take an Aligo class at the supply store I go to. You can take those more advanced classes, those more advanced technique classes with specialists as well. I think sometimes we think that we can only invest in that to you know, make count, and that's definitely not the case. Something else that's definitely amazing now, especially as the world has definitely changed the past 2 years, is online education, online subscription. There are definitely a lot of educators out there that do have subscription services. So I think I've covered everything, so congratulations, you are now a specialist. We should get the celebration fingers going. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. If you have anything else to add in the comments below, please do. Like I said, I am more so just kind of going off of what worked for me, and you know, things I did along the way, but you know, everyone has a different story about it. So if you did something different, or if you did the same thing and it worked for you, or if it didn't work for you, let me know. I hope this video helped. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget oh my gosh. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.